turn my screen off.
Your show now, press 1 to hear important.
Your show is scheduled to start in 32 seconds. Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
From the studios of Right Talk in the Ouachita Mountains of western Arkansas, we welcome listeners from around the world. Right Talk Live is on now. Here are the hosts of Right Talk, T.J. Tipton and Brad Dick.
Well, good evening to you, Bradley.
Good evening.
It is time for Right Talk.
It's about time.
I know it. You know, we are saving the world one life at a time.
That's right.
We are reaching into the regressive camp and bringing them into promised land of conservative.
That's right.
That's my job. I'm sticking to it. All right. Sticking to it, baby. What anybody says, I'm sticking to it.
Dirty job, but somebody got to do it.
Somebody got to stand up and do it. In my former nicotine-stained fingers, I hold a sheet of paper, Bradley. And it tells me all the information that a person needs to have to be able to join us on Right Talk.
Wow.
Now, we're going to talk about some interesting things tonight, and so get your fingers ready to do the dialing at 563-999-3597. That's 563-999-3597. Or if you really want to be real brave, you can reach out and get hold of us on Messenger. Dial me on Messenger. Okay. I'm not that hard to get hold of. Apparently, everybody else has my Messenger because you wouldn't believe the junk I get. Right?
Hey, if you don't want me messaging you, just say something.
After last night, I thought I will never get another message from bozos that have all of these great ideas of lies, and guess what? First thing this morning, I'm surprised you didn't send it to me.
If I'd had it, I would have.
I know you would have. Okay, so you can watch us on live stream every night, 10 p.m. Central on righttalkshow.com/TJ. Okay. And also because Bradley is an intelligent human being, he has shared this show on his Facebook page, just like you need to share this show on your Facebook page, right? Right.
To prove your intelligence.
Prove your intelligence. righttalkshow.com/Brad. Okay. You can catch us live on YouTube. So if you, there might be a day, Bradley, that Facebook isn't going to host us. I can't imagine why. Those liberals, those regressives there that sat in the power chair to press the button on little people like you and me, they might say, we really don't want to have Right Talk on Facebook because they're right, we're wrong, and everybody knows it. Right?
Exactly.
Fact check that, baby. Okay. So righttalkshow.com/YouTube. We're on Twitch. We're on D Live. We're everywhere. We're everywhere. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. Right? Okay. Roku, Amazon Stick. A lot of people joining us right now. But you know, when we started this, Bradley, we came to I gotta quiet my phone here. We came to a conclusion that we just didn't want to do this live. We wanted to do a podcast. And so we're on Spotify, Stitcher, Google, Pod Paradise, Amazon, iHeart. We're on 50 different platforms. And if you want to listen to us on Apple, I know a lot of people that get up and as they drive to work, they listen to us, right? Okay. So they're usually going to righttalkshow.com/Apple. Now, if you already have an Apple account, Apple Podcast account, you can just search Right Talk, RIGHTALK, and we'll be there. By the way, YouTube, we need everybody to go to YouTube and press the little bell dilly and, you know, notifications and whatever else you press in there. Our YouTube crowd is picking up. So, and a lot of people listen to us on YouTube. They'll go through the phone, listen to us on YouTube. They can also go here inside of Facebook Live at Right Talk, right groups and Right Talk, and be able to pick us up there. Lot of great things are taking place. Now, Bradley, I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to pull this up. So you just be patient because this is really important. We have something that we are going to give away. And what is that?
Oh, I'm so excited. We are giving away a Trump hat.
A Trump hat. Yeah. And, you know, hey, these ain't cheap. Right? Now, listen, last night I had one person, well, more than one, but somebody, one contestant, right? And he entered 9 times. 9 times. He got an entry 9 times. Okay. So you can get up to 9 entries by going to righttalkshow.com/Trump. Okay. And this is really neat because this Trump hat, take America back cap, right? Is what I'm calling it. And we are going this is going to end the last day of September the 30th. So that gives you just about, I think is 8 or 9 days. I don't even know what today. What is today? 21st?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got 9 more days that you can jump in and get this, win this free hat. Take America back, Trump 2024. Caution though. I have words of caution that I need to forewarn people about, that the possible side effects of wearing this hat includes offending snowflakes. And you're probably promoting what's right, regardless of anyone's feelings. When you wear this cap, right? Kind of like listening to this show. This show is not for snowflakes. I'm sorry. Sorry, just telling you. Also, when you wear this hat, just like listening to this show, you increase patriotism and or support for your cause. So really, it's a win-win situation. Sign up today, righttalkshow.com/Trump. Right Talk Show, right behind your head there. Right Talk Show. .com/Trump. Sign up today. We're going to give this away in 9 days. Like I said, people are joining. People are signing up for this. All you have to do is put your email address, verify your email address, and we're going to show you how that you can sign up 9 times. 9 times, Bradley. Okay. By just doing some little piddly things that don't even matter. Okay. So we're going to give this hat to somebody. Now you can get it in different colors. Okay. You can get it in black. You can get it in blue, red, real tree. That would be my favorite. That's what I might just have to order me a hat because they're giving me a really good deal on this hat, right? I mean, $20 shipped to somebody's house. We need to get some Right Talk hats. Give some Right Talk hats away.
Yeah.
But this great Trump Take America Back 2024 can be yours free. All you have to do again is go to righttalkshow.com/Trump.
That's right.
Awesome. So what's going on in the land of the Ouachita Mountains over there in middle of nowhere, Waldron, Arkansas?
You almost said Oklahoma.
I almost did, but I didn't, did I? I should have said Oklahoma. Go Sooners. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
we don't even want to go there because
No.
I'll tell you something. I have watched for the last 3 weeks, okay, the Sooners, and this powerhouse offense sucks. I'm a realist. I don't play these games, and that I'll tell you some team I've been impressed with, and that's Arkansas.
Yeah.
They humiliated Texas.
Yeah, they did.
And now they play Texas A&M, right? They play Saturday. So that is going to be a really, I hope Arkansas can pull it off. But I'll tell you what, Oklahoma, West Virginia, I know we'll probably win. But, man, we got to get something up and going there with Oklahoma. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this ain't a sports show. But, every once in a while I like talking about stuff that I like to talk about. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got some bad news for you, Bradley.
Uh-oh. What's that?
Yeah. Uncle Joe is claiming things that just ain't so.
What?
Yeah. I know. I know you can't believe it.
No. Say it ain't so.
It ain't so, son. It ain't so. Okay. And I just, he did a speech at the UN today, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Biden says that America is not at war for the first time in 20 years. And Bradley, that just is not true. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's not true. Multiple military authorizations are still intact. We've still got troops in Iraq and elsewhere. And that's not even counting the drone strikes. And in a wide-ranging speech at the United Nations today, Uncle Joe made a curious and inaccurate claim that the United States is no longer at war. We're no longer at war. Americans need to understand that even as we withdraw from Afghanistan, the U.S. is nowhere near a peace footing. We have become a paper tiger. China is not afraid of us anymore, right? Turkey, which is at one time the third largest army in the world, is not afraid of us. Bradley, North Korea ain't even afraid of us.
Oh, my.
Biden's speech, read the and this is what he said. He said this. He says, I stand here today. Now, not this plain or not this coherent, of course. Okay. But I stand here today. For the first time in 20 years, the United States is not at war. We've turned the page. Wah, wah. We turned the page. That's right, Uncle Joe. We turned the page, all right. You have turned us into a nation of losers. Okay. All the unmatched strength, energy, and commitment, will, and resources of our nation are now fully and squarely focused on what's ahead of us, not what's behind us. Okay. You know what's ahead of us, Bradley? A crisis at our border. That's what's ahead of us that nobody wants to take responsibility for. Right? So Uncle Joe, in all of his great wisdom, okay, is stating that We are no longer at war. We are the peace offerings of the world. Okay, and that there's no complications whatsoever. Where does this guy live at? I think he lives on Air Force One between New Hampshire and the White House. I does he have a clone or something? I mean, is this a clone that's going and making all these speeches? Because neither him nor his clone, if he has one, knows what's going on. Just a fact, The reality is this, Bradley, is that him and his staff and the administration, the Biden administration, is out of touch with Americans.
Yeah.
563-999-3597. What do you think? I know there's people out there, Bradley, that they've been quiet long enough, right?
Yeah.
There's people out there that they have a voice. They have the right to be able to share that voice. And that's what this show is about, right? And I'm just at perplexity, if you will. What is Uncle Joe's administration? What are they thinking about? Do you have a clue?
No. And I mean, he says we're not at war, but just today, in news article I was reading, it says the U.S. officials fear Al-Qaeda threat after fall of Kabul to the Taliban. I mean, okay, we just said that we're not at war, everything's fine, but yet we're fearful of a threat. We're still at war.
Well, no. Let me put it this way: Biden don't think it's a threat because he gets to go hide in his hidey cellar. Right?
Exactly.
Okay. So, and the reality of what he's saying to us is, I'm not in touch. There's a lot of people. I hate theories. I hate theorists, but there's a lot of people that believe and you hear him talk all the time about him being a puppet. So who's pulling the strings, Bradley? Right? Who's now listen, American people, we're sharp. Okay. And new Biden numbers are worse than Trump's ever were in the latest Iowa poll. Okay. Now, if we had a flashing red light alarm here, if I could press a button and that on air started going, woo, 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 right? Okay. It would be going off on the results of the latest poll in Iowa.
Yeah.
Right? The new poll is absolutely devastating for Democrats. And they're trying to regain the control of the House of Representatives and Senate in the 2022 midterm elections coming up November 2022, right? By the way, I have secured 3 more votes for Republicans. Aren't you proud of me?
I am.
Yeah, 3 more votes because my triplets will be 18 September of 2022. And guess who's going to the polls with the proud daddy in November 2022?
Yep.
Right? And so I just find it amazing that after only 8 months in office, Uncle Joe has botched things up so that he's polling worse than either Trump or Obama did in Iowa.
Yeah.
And Veteran Posters notes that everything Biden touches turns to crap right now. I didn't say, I'm just reading to you. I'm just quoting. I'm just quoting what J.N. Selzer said. A Veteran Poster says that whatever Biden touches turns to CRAP. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not a person with a potty mouth. So, I want to keep the show clean because I know that man, COVID's trying to come back. But I know this. Now, listen, listen, I've got the stats right here. 31% of Iowans approve of how Biden is handling his job, while 62% disapprove. 62% and 7% are not sure. Now, I don't understand this 7%. Uncle Joe's going to have a 32% no matter what. Okay, no matter what. I mean, he could say that he's the Antichrist, and 32% of people are going to say, "Hail the Antichrist!" Right? Where's the mark? I'll sign up. Right? No, I mean just fact. Okay, but 62% with 7% are not sure. I don't know where this not sure stuff comes from. You know, are you
Confused.
not? Yeah. Are you not sure that Uncle Joe's messed up? What? I mean, have you listened to any of his speeches lately? What are you not sure of? I mean, when a man says that for the first time in 20 years, we're not at war anymore. Okay. What are you not sure of, Bradley?
Right.
Where did these people come from? I know that 31%, no matter what, are going to be on Uncle Joe's side. Just start. That's just a fact. Okay. But where are these 7% coming from? Are these independent voters? Or are these just Democrats that woke up and said, "Oh man, this ain't working the way I thought it was going to work. So I'm not really sure right now if I'd vote for Uncle Joe again." Right.
Right.
Where are they coming from? Okay. So that's a 12% drop in approval from June. 12%. That's huge.
Yeah, it is.
And the last time the question was asked, Biden disapproval numbers jumped by 10 points during the same period. And in June, 43% approved and 52% disapproved. So now we've got 62% saying that Uncle Joe's a joke. Got 31% that would say that if he was the Antichrist, they would serve him. And then we got 7% that's kind of on the border there saying, wake up, Iowans, wake up. Come on. Don't lay this burden before us. Come out from among them. I could preach on that. Come out from among them. Right?
There you go.
What you think, Bradley?
Oh, I tell you what. Where are those 7%? Maybe we get one of those 7% to call in tonight. 563-999-3597.
I'd love to hear from somebody. I'd like to hear from somebody that's from the 31%. What is wrong with you? I'm sorry. I don't want to be rude and crude. Yes, I do want to be rude and crude because maybe I'll wake you up out of the moronism that you're living in. Okay. I mean, you can't even watch the news without saying Uncle Joe's messing up. He's lost something, you know? So what do you have to do, Bradley, to make people wake up?
Don't know. That's a good question. I think that is the question of the night. What will wake them up?
What will wake? Maybe somebody else has an idea. Maybe somebody else can help us with this at 563-999-3597. I'll tell you, the whole administration is jacked up. And I've got news article after news article after news article that the Biden admin is now flat out denying the reality of a border crisis.
Yeah.
Where do they live at? Well, I mean, they're denying that there's even a border crisis. Now, I'll tell you what Vice President Harris said, but I need to talk about this first because the administration of Uncle Joe is saying that there is no border crisis whatsoever. Okay. Now we've all seen the grotesque scenes at the southern border.
Right.
Okay. But nothing else can explain how ridiculous the answers from the administrators have gotten when it comes to questions about thousands of migrants forced to live for days under a bridge and in huts made out of brush while it's 95 degrees outside. Now, the DHS secretary, Mayorkas, and I probably pronounced that wrong because I'm not going to sit here all day and look up people's names on Google and how to pronounce them. But I'm going to tell you, this guy is a character. Okay. He's the Socialist secretary of DHS. And his exact quote here, let's see if I can tune this in right here.
To that, we have
8 to 1,100 known gotaways.
Now, this is Senator Johnson. Okay. And he's talking to this DHS secretary, Mayorkas. And this he's asking him these questions about the getaways that are down at the border.
Equate somewhere over 300,000 gotaways, known gotaways for the year. If you annualize these figures, been a couple 100,000 people per month. We'll be up to about 2.1 million apprehensions. Add the getaways, 300,000 to 400,000. We're up to 2.5 million people.
Wow.
You have repeatedly stated that our borders are not open, that they're closed. Do you honestly believe that our borders are closed?
Senator, I do. And let me speak to that. We have
No.
Senator, the borders are closed. No, we don't have all those Haitians down there underneath the bridge and in South Texas. Where do these people live at?
Obviously not South Texas.
That's apparently so. And they sure ain't underneath no bridge.
No.
Okay. The borders are closed, Bradley. Are you aware of that? That the borders are closed? I mean,
I'm aware of it now.
Yeah, this is a figment of our imagination that those 10,000, 13,000 Haitians, right? That they don't even exist. According to this socialist DHS secretary. And I say socialist because most people in DHS are socialist anyway. There's a few that ain't. Okay. But I just find it amazing. I don't even want to talk about DHS, but I find it amazing that Mayorkas would say such a blind statement of that our borders are closed.
Yeah.
Doesn't
make sense.
I'm speechless. I'm just, for the first time in this show, I'm speechless. So you better say something because come on, folks.
I know.
Where do they get these people at? Do they grab them off of Mars and bring them down here and they have no reality of what's going on? Where do these people come from?
Oh, no. And then did you hear Biden address the images of the Border Patrol today? He said, we'll get it under control.
No, they can't get it under control because it don't exist, Brad.
That's why.
According to DHS secretary, socialist secretary, our borders are closed. They are not there.
They're a figment of our imagination.
That's what I've been saying. I'm just, yeah. And of course, you know, I got to bring this up. With the borders closed.
Vice President Harris on Tuesday condemned the treatment of Haitian migrants at the southern border.
I appreciate that. Harris is deeply troubled by treatment of Haitian migrants. Okay, the borders are closed, but yet Harris is upset about the treatment of Haitian migrants. Now, Bradley, I've watched these videos over and over and over again, the videos of where that they were supposed to be beating these Haitians, with the reins of a horse.
Right.
Okay. I didn't see it that way. I saw some Haitians that weren't willing to cooperate. Okay. That's what I saw. I never saw the reins of the horse hit them. What I did see was that the reins of the reins that was in the hand of the police officer, he was working it out on the horse, right? That's what you do with the reins. Okay. He was not there striking Haitians. Okay. And so if we're so concerned, okay, about the mistreatment of Haitian migrants, don't you think that we need to be aware that they're even there? Come on, right? She said
Doesn't
what I saw.
add up.
Yeah, what I saw, those individuals on horseback treating human beings the way that they were was horrible. Okay. Harris told reporters after an event to promote the White House economic agenda. I fully support what is happening right now, which is a thorough investigation into what is going on there. Okay. So I'm sitting here and I'm listening to all this rhetoric. She hasn't been down to the border. She hasn't even, this is the first time I've seen anything that she said about the border. She might have, I just haven't seen it. Okay. And I go through all this putrid puke so others don't have to, right? And so, and what I saw was not anybody getting hit by reins. If they did get hit, it wasn't intentional. And the Haitians were not, the guy on the horse is trying to get the Haitians to go another way, and they refuse to go the other way.
Yeah.
Well, when you have that problem, there is going to be some conflict. If you don't like the conflict, stay in Haiti, baby.
Right.
Right? If you don't like the conflict, bye-bye. See you later. Go back to Mexico. Right? And speaking of that, I last night I said, how are these people even getting here? Am I just off my rocker? Am I just not understanding something? Bradley 563-999-3597. I asked last night, how are these Haitians getting to Texas?
Right.
And many of them are starting their journey in South America. So they're coming from South America, coming up through Central America into Mexico, and then crossing into the border from there. Bradley, I got to take a break. We'll be right back after this.
Right.
You're hearing it right on Right Talk with TJ and Brad.
Hey, friend, a few months ago, I wrote a series of books that I call the Big Series. I entitled them Think Big, Talk Big, Walk Big. And these books are life-changing as one learns that you are what you say you are what you think you are, and that determines on how you walk. These truths will change your life and destiny. You see, Carol sent me a message, and she said, "Hi, TJ. I just have to text you and tell you I can't put your books down. OMG. You are so spot on and keeping it real and true. Wow. Thank you. Everybody needs to read these books multiple times. Listen, friend, you can get these copies of Big Series today at Amazon.com and search TJ Tipton. These copies of these books and others that I've written in either Kindle, digital, or printed form. Search TJ Tipton, Think Big, Talk Big, and Walk Big. Like I said, I call them the Big Series on Amazon.com.
Well, Bradley, Vice President Kamala, she's upset. Watch out.
She's upset.
She's upset. She's upset
Uh-oh,
about things that don't even really exist, apparently, according to DHS Secretary. The borders are closed. And now we wonder, now you understand why that there are so many 67% of people in Iowa that are saying that Biden has done a crappy job.
Exactly.
Right?
And
So-
maybe the other 7% are under the bridge.
This is serious, Brad. I can't even believe you would say something like that. This is serious stuff.
It is serious.
They cannot be underneath that bridge because our borders are closed.
Exactly.
So they must be polling down in Mexico right now.
Must be doing something.
Maybe those 7 have been sipping on something called tequila. I don't know, but I'm just we're not in a they're not in a reality, right?
Absolutely not.
So what else have we got going on, Bradley?
I'll tell you what we got going on. I'll tell you what's crazy.
Yeah.
The Taliban is seeking to attend the United Nations General Assembly in New York next week. The Washington Post released this today, saying the Taliban wants to send a high-ranking official to a gathering of world leaders this week at the United Nations General Assembly in New York. Why would we even entertain this idea? I mean, wow.
Well, I'm going to tell you why we're going to entertain this idea, because Uncle Joe is probably at the head of this saying, please come to America.
Yeah, exactly. Could you imagine Trump's response to this?
Oh, I can, I wish I could mimic the man. I just wish I could mimic the man one time, right? Of course, I couldn't say everything that he would say.
Right. But there'd be no way this would be allowed.
It'd be N-O, exclamation point. N-O, exclamation point would be what he would have to say, right?
Exactly.
Now, speaking of the Taliban, Palestinians are ruling in Congress. I know you're going to find this hard to believe, but far left Democrats force funds for Israel's Iron Dome out of the funding bill. Now, the Iron Dome is something that Israel depends upon for their protection, right? And apparently we send a lot of money, billions of dollars, to be able to help protect Israel, which I am 110% for, right? I believe that America is so blessed because of our stance that we take with Israel.
Absolutely.
It was President Trump who, for the first time, said that we are going to set up we are going to set up offices in Jerusalem and recognize it as the capital, right, of Israel. And their far left members leading the efforts have been representative. I knew it before I ever read it. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who is just an imbecile in my books. Ilhan Omar, which is a Muslim, and Rashid Tlaib, who is all Democrats, who is also Muslim. I don't know if AOC has ever said that she's Muslim, but she has to have some type of Islamic roots, because anything that has to do with Israel, she is against.
Right.
Okay. And so these yo-yos, and I will call them yo-yos because that's what they are, yo-yos, are now saying that there will be opposition if that we donate this $1 billion to help Israel with their Iron Dome. I just want to know. I just want to know something. If you're from Minnesota or if you're from Michigan, I can understand New York because people in New York crazy anyway. But Minnesota and Michigan, how in the world did these Palestinians, okay, maybe they're not Palestinians, but they are Muslims, who would vote in an Islamist that was anti-Israel? Because if you're anti-Israel, you're anti-United States. Where do these people get these votes? I know the cemeteries are full. I realize that. Okay. But where does this mindset come from, Bradley, that we're going to put Islamists into Congress and they are going to help us rule a God-fearing nation who is not Allah, okay, who is not, let me say it again, who is not Allah, but Yahweh, okay, the God of Christians, the God of Jewish, the God of Hebrews, right? And yet we're voting in people that are anti-Jewish, anti-American, anti-God. I don't get it. I don't get it. I know a lot of people say, well, TJ, we have freedom of religion. Yes, we have freedom of religion. I understand that. But the freedom of religion that we have is the Christian religion. Now, I know that blows people away. I know that we live in a day and we live in a time, Brad, that people think that any religion goes. But our founding fathers was not talking about jihadists. Our founding fathers were not talking about a Buddhist. Our founding fathers was not talking about Muhammad. They were talking about the religious freedom of the Christian church. If you disagree with me, I gladly have you call 563-999-3597. I don't mind lying you out. I don't mind telling you the truth. That's the problem, is that we've had these snowflakes out there that are just agreeing with whatever comes along, okay? This country was founded not on religion. This country was founded upon Jesus Christ, period.
Right.
And when the Constitution was written, it was written by a majority of Christians, by a majority of Christians, Christian men who believe that the right for the freedom of speech and the right for freedom of religion had to do with Christianity. Yeah. And now we have these yo-yos, these far left regressives, okay, by the name of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Ilhan Omar and Rashid Tlaib and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Oh boy, here we go again. Thank you, California. Thank you, California, for what a great job you have done by giving us such a Speaker of a House. Oh, bless your hearts. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, California, thank you so much, Hollywood, and all of you great stars and all you regressives for giving us the Uncle Joe. Appreciate it.
Great people.
I need a Mountain Dew, Brad.
Hey, you know what? And speaking of Mountain Dew,
I need a Mountain Dew. I don't drink Mountain Dew, but I need a Mountain Dew right now.
You do. I think everyone does. And if you'll just put $2 on the counter, you can get one. Did you know that Fox 23 News, I read an article, a man was charged with felony under the 3 strikes law after police say he underpaid for Mountain Dew. So here's what happened. This guy goes in to the store, picks him up a 20-ounce Mountain Dew, just like a normal everyday guy. It's 2 for $3, the promotion. He sets Mountain Dew on the counter, gives him $2 on the counter, walks out the door. Now, the price for that Mountain Dew is $2.29 outside the promotion. So the clerk calls the police because he's 29 cents short on this Mountain Dew. He calls the police. The police come pick pick him up, arrest him. And because it's his third strike, he
Third
had
strike.
drove off 10 years ago without paying for gas, stole a pair of Kmart tennis shoes a few years ago.
He's a
and
real
this being
troublemaker.
his third strike.
He's a real troublemaker.
That's right. In Pennsylvania, third strike's a felony, and he's in jail right now on $50,000 bond for underpaying for that Mountain Dew. That'll make you think twice whenever you underpay a clerk for a Mountain Dew.
Maybe I don't want a Mountain Dew after all. Hey, Brad, we're going to come right back right after this, and I want you to tell me about your book, True North, okay?
Right.
I said that. Oh, yeah.
Right Talk, heard live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn, and recorded on Roku, Amazon, and podcast around the world.
Tell us about your True North book there, Bradley.
All right. I've got a book out called True North. This book is basically what it does. It takes you from not just writing your goals and getting a vision for your goals, but following through on them. And this book is a great book. I've had some people comment after they purchased it, says a great book, and then ordered more copies for other people they knew.
Wow.
And so I just want to encourage you to get on Amazon.com. It's on Amazon Kindle. You can order a paper copy on Amazon or get the PDF. But yeah, it's a good book. It'll help you a lot with getting your goals set and following through and accomplishing.
Oh, we need to get our goals set. That's for sure. You know.
Yeah.
And you can just go to Amazon.com and look up Brad Dick, right? Search Brad Dick. Okay.
Yep.
And it's going to be right there. Awesome. Well, we're having fun tonight, Bradley.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, having a great time here on the show, Right Talk. 563-999-3597. Want to comment? You want to share with anything? Or you just get hold of me. Send me something on Messenger. We'll answer the call and be able to get you on air. Crazy things are taking place, Brad.
Yeah, they are.
I never thought I'd ever see such nonsense, going on. And it just keeps on going on and on and on. And the reason for that, Bradley, is because that a thing called cable news.
Yeah.
Actual news is really hard to find on today's cable news. It just, it's hard to find. If you're looking for actual news on any of the three major cable news networks these days, you might be looking in the wrong place. That's why people listen to us, because that we go through all the junk, right? And we talk about the reality of living in America. Do we have a slant on the news? Well, of course we do. That's why we call it Right Talk. But we're right and we're not left.
That's right.
So, according to a new study of the Media Research Center, less than a quarter, 22.3% of what is aired on cable news should be classified as old-fashioned hard news. Just the facts reporting or live as it happens coverage of an unfolding event. Instead, nearly 80% of what's on cable news these days consists of talk show discussions and opinionated commentaries by the anchors. Now, we know that's true, okay? Our analysis also shows that the cable news has abandoned a varied news agenda in favor of repetitive discussions of U.S. politics, now account for more than 60% of cable news airtime. 60%. Well, I can see why. I mean, I can understand why that there'd be repetitive political news, because that everybody knows Uncle Joe ain't doing what he's supposed to do. Right? Did I lose you, Bradley?
Can you not hear me?
There you are. So, the thing about it is this, Bradley, is that cable news isn't even portraying the truth.
No.
They're more after a political agenda than they are telling the truth.
Yeah.
And that's on all, we see that on, I don't care, CNN, Lord knows MSNBC. I can't even tell you last time I listened to that junk.
Yeah.
Fox News, right? And I just, I'd like to see some hard news. I'd like to see some news that, live as it happens.
Exactly.
Right? Instead of what's wrong with this, what's wrong with that. Because people, I got last year, I just quit watching Fox News because I got so tired of the repetitiveness of it. And of course, they always have somebody that's pro this and con this. And then they'll switch it. And then they'll have the same people back on and they'll be con against what they were pro on.
Yeah.
And so I'm just, I just don't listen to it. It's not worth my time. And I think that Americans are wising up to this fact, right? We're coming to a realization that we don't want junk no more. We want the truth.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so that's why we formed Right Talk. Okay. Now, Bradley, I don't know if you're aware or not, but Biden wants the IRS to monitor Americans' bank accounts. Have you read that?
No, are you serious?
If you have over $600, if you deposit over $600 in your bank account, Uncle Joe wants the IRS to monitor. And there has been some American heroes, senators, that are taking action to block Biden's plan to have the IRS monitor American bank accounts. A group of Republican senators has introduced legislation to stop plans by Democrats to expand Internal Revenue Service's access to American banking transactions that they argue violate taxpayer rights and privacy. Now, unfortunately, Uncle Joe and his team have ignored or sometimes celebrated the violation of taxpayer privacy and wants to create an intrusive IRS. But Oklahoma Republican Senator James Lankford said in a statement released a few days ago that our solution forces the IRS to protect, no, that was today, released this today. Our solution forces the IRS to protect taxpayers from regular IRS monitoring of their bank accounts, targeting based on their private beliefs and the political weaponization of the IRS. Oversight and transparency are critical to a well-functioning government that works for the American people, he added. Now, I don't know about you, Brad. I sure don't want the IRS messing around in my bank account.
No, they shouldn't have any right to.
No, it ain't none of the business. And so Senator Lankford, speaking of senators, we can come back to this, but speaking of senators, Arkansas has a great, fantastic senator by the name of Tom Cotton. And he's looking at running for president in 2024. Now, I'm a type of person that when Trump ran for the first time, I wasn't a great Trump fan. I kind of went with another contender, right? And happened to be a doctor, African American. That's who I could see him being president because he's really sharp. Right. And but when the playing field cleared, Trump was a candidate. And I fell in love with how that he worked draining the swamp. And I fell in love with the way that he loved the church. I don't know, I don't know his Christian walk, but people voted for him for president, not as a pastor. But he did take some leaps and bounds for the Church of Jesus Christ in America that other presidents had not. Okay. And that's probably why I'm more Trump oriented than other men right now that's running for office. But these senators have said, Uncle Joe, the IRS does not have any right in the bank accounts of American citizens.
Exactly.
And so, my hat goes off to them.
Yeah.
I appreciate them taking that stand because, they could have just looked the other way. Idaho Republican Senator Mike Crapo were working to stop that from happening. It said Senator James Lankford tweeted this: Biden and his team have ignored or sometimes celebrated the violation of taxpayers' privacy. Now he wants the IRS to regularly monitor the bank accounts of Americans. Senator Crapo and I are trying to prevent this outreach and keeping the IRS out of your bank accounts, basically, is what he's saying. Okay. So I just, my hats off are off to them. A lot of things going on, Bradley.
Yeah, there are. Yeah.
A lot of things going on.
And I'm glad to see that there's some people wanting to stand up and try to keep the negative things that's happening from continuing to take that downward spiral. Because, I
have some great news for you, Bradley.
What's that?
The Tea Party is back.
Tea Party's back.
Yep. And they're mad.
Oh, I'll bet.
I'm mad too, Eddie. Okay. They're mad. You know what they're mad about?
What?
They're mad over masks. Vaccine mandated brews up fresh Tea Party protests. Tea Party patriots faded from the prominence during the Trump administration, but now plans dozens of rallies around the country Wednesday, spurred into action by government mandates for masks and vaccines. Congratulations. I might have to find out where that's taking place. If there's something in Arkansas, we might need to be there, Bradley.
That's right.
If you decide to wear a mask, more power to you, but don't mandate me to. Because like I said last night, they're as useless as tits on a boar hog. Okay, they ain't going to help you, baby. I'm sorry. Get used to it. It ain't going to help you. Okay. Jenny Beth Martin, a co-founder of the group, said the anger nationwide over mandate reminds her of the rage that gave birth to the Tea Party 12 years ago. The outrage over the government's response to the pandemic, she said, is driving a new generation of conservative activists. And I hope that they start listening to Right Talk.
Yeah.
Bradley, I've had a good time tonight. Thank you for your time. Thank everybody for listening. I guess our time is up. I can't believe it went by so fast.
I know.
Crazy. Say good night, Bradley.
Good night, Bradley.
We want to thank you for joining us on Right Talk. Listen to Right Talk every Monday through Thursday at 11 p.m. Central on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitch, and LinkedIn. You can also watch and listen to Live Talk on Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, and podcasts around the world. Right Talk is a TJ Tickman Inc. production.